It's called the carrot seed. A little boy planted a carrot seed.
His mother said, "I'm afraid it won't come up."
His father said, "I'm afraid it won't come up."
And his big brother said, "It won't come up."
Every day, the little boy pulled up the weeds around the seed and sprinkled the ground with water.
But nothing came up.
And nothing came up.
Everyone kept saying it wouldn't come up.
But he still pulled up the weeds around it every day and sprinkled the ground with water.
And then, one day...
What's that? A carrot. A carrot came up.
A carrot came up just as the little boy knew it would. And so the moral of this story, you don't let anybody tell you that something can't happen. You just keep watering it and fertilizing it and believing in it. So don't matter if your big brother says you can't do it. You can do it. So that's the carrot seed.
Good job, good job. Good job, good job. G-O-O-D-J-O-B, good job, good job.
We are welcoming the Secretary of Education to the first Freedom School the Children's Defense Fund established in Louisiana right after Katrina. We're very near Ward 9, and we wanted to give a symbol of hope and a place for children to come.
It's just an extraordinary experience to be here at the Freedom School. These are amazing young people, great servant leaders working with them, and it's inspiring. These students, I just have great, great hope for their futures.
Freedom Schools is an absolutely extraordinarily rich and fun summer enrichment program and after-school program that seeks to empower two generations of children. The K to 12 graders who come to Freedom Schools, and then the college, what we call servant leader or teacher mentors who serve them. It's an empowerment model. It is an enrichment, not a remediation model. It is based on reading the best books in the world and getting excited about reading and excited about learning. They also have we have high degree of parent engagement, and we also teach every young person there now a citizen in waiting, that every child has to engage in a service activity, every child engages in a civic engagement activity, and they learn about what children did in the first civil rights movement so that they can stand up for themselves in this. It's a program that works and that really expects every child to be able to achieve their potential.
Freedom Schools are the brainchild of Marian Wright Edelman. She's just this iconic leader, one of my heroes, and it's really believing that every single child can be successful. Every single child can be successful, and they're proving it every single day.
Over the last 16, 17, 18 years since Freedom Schools have begun, we have been recruiting college students. We will train this coming June at the Alex Haley Farm, which is our Children's Defense Fund Spiritual Renewal and Leadership Development Center. About 1,200 college students, and between a third and a half of them, as is traditional, will be either black or Latino males. And we are creating new teachers, and on very short order we were able to put out a little notice to say who can come quickly, and I think 22 showed up. But we are an incubator for, I think, new teachers. I was very inspired this morning by their stories of how they got into teaching and how they think we can recruit more young people into teaching, but producing new teachers, but who really are child-centric and who have high expectations and who understand the need for good role models. To give children a new sense of future and possibility is so important.
I decided to become a teacher because through Freedom School, I was able to see a different aspect of the kids. I saw that the kids were not as bad as I thought they were. It pushed me to want to give them a different aspect on life. It made me want to change them. I knew through Freedom School it changed me, so I wanted to change them. And by just changing one child, it'll change another as you change their mentality. And my personal expertise will be music. So, and also through the creative process of music, I can change them and continue to help one child. It's all about helping the child and changing the mindset.
I actually decided to pursue a career in education through the Freedom Schools program in Marlborough County, Claudia, South Carolina. I had the opportunity to serve as a servant leader, and it was through that particular program that I made a decision to pursue a career in education.
Why did you want to become a teacher?
I think teaching is a profession where you have the opportunity to impact the lives of children, and there are so many other professions where you don't get that opportunity. So my ultimate reason for wanting to be a teacher was so that I can impact the lives of children.
Tell me a little bit about the Freedom School and what it meant to you.
The Freedom Schools program, originally when I first became involved with the program, it was indirectly through my brother serving as a student in the program, and it was through that particular experience that I had the opportunity to serve as a teacher's assistant and then later a servant leader. And it was through the program, their philosophy of leaving no child behind. I embraced that philosophy because I understood the importance of making sure that we did not leave any children behind as it relates to their academic opportunities. So I believe that that was one of the huge philosophies that I actually learned from the Freedom Schools program, is that we cannot afford to leave any children behind.
It started in high school when my music director taught me different ways of how to teach music, a different way to view music, and how it became more of a passion than an obligation of becoming a job. So when I saw how he implied and how he directed music, I wanted to be the same because he made a big impact on my life. And when I found out about Freedom School, I was like, oh, this is kind of like my style of teaching here. It's giving me a chance to bring my character, who I am, into the classroom and help other young kids that have fresh minds to be like, oh, reading doesn't have to be boring. Learning doesn't have to be boring. I can make it, at my pace. I could take it as I learn it. And I just enjoy teaching. I love kids. Hopefully, when I do become a teacher, that I want my students to be the ones to stick out, to be the one that be like, oh, I know this. Well, how do you know this? And put it in their own way, just to be different and to stick out.
What did the Freedom School mean to you?
Freedom School means a movement, actually. Freedom School means freedom of the whole repetition of how to teach, how to come at different issues, how to resolve conflicts. It gives you an opportunity to take what you have inside or what you've learned and present it in so many different ways to the point that it's like, oh, I could resolve this, and it's like second nature. I can teach them this, and it's like, oh, that's fun. Let me apply that to my regular life. And Freedom School just promotes being different and being out of the box.
I decided to get into teaching because I needed to provide more opportunity for young black males like myself that grew up in poverty.
And what kind of an experience has it been for you so far?
It's been a great experience, especially when I can teach a kid something. At the end of the day, I can see that the light bulb go off in their head, that they got what I explained to them and taught to them.
African American children and all children need to see positive role models of all kinds. There are, many single-parent families in our communities, many young people, children, boys and girls never see African American male teachers. Between 1 and 2% of the public school teachers in this country are African American males, and we've got to change that, and we've got to make teaching the thing to do. And we believe that education is the civil rights movement of this era, and that we've got to make sure that young people growing up see strong men and women in the classroom and more people of color in the classroom. And that's what Freedom Schools is about. That's what Secretary Duncan is about. And so we're delighted that we are together today.
What's your reaction to what you've seen here today?
This is simply amazing, and it's heartwarming. Again, it gives me so much confidence in what these children are going to accomplish throughout the rest of their lives. The sense of confidence, the sense of possibility, the understanding that so many adults are behind them and supporting them as they strive to be successful. They're working together. It's amazing to be a part of it.